This is an original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. And this was filed by the Attorney General's office on December 6th of 2024. All parties are present on Zoom today, and this is a remote proceeding. And I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, section 201.1045. And I find nobody has objected to proceeding in this manner. Mr. Millard, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Sidney Millard Bay.
Have you legally changed your name?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a social security card with Bay? And then,
No.
Okay, do you have a driver's license with Bay?
No.
Do you have a birth certificate with Bay?
Ma'am, I challenged jurisdiction and we
Yes, and that
haven't.
was denied, sir, so we are proceeding.
Well, I'd like to proceed to a de novo hearing.
Have you filed that request with the court?
I did. It should be in your paperwork.
Judge, I don't see a de novo filed on Odyssey.
Don't either. You filed that with the district clerk's office?
I did. It was mailed on the 26th.
They might not have received it yet.
It should have been there.
When did you mail that, sir? You said the 26th?
Yes.
Is that timely, Mr. DeHimation?
No, Your Honor. Typically, de novos are done within 3 days of a judge's ruling. There hasn't been a substantive ruling in this case. But there's nothing e-filed on Odyssey regardless. The only ruling in this case is that his lack of jurisdiction was denied.
And before we begin, let me swear you in, sir, because even what you just said to me was not said under oath. So again, your legal name is, what is your legal name, sir?
Sidney, capital S-I-D-N-E-Y, Millard, capital M-I-L-L-A-R-D, Bay, capital B-E-Y.
Are you the person who also goes by Sidney Somerville Millard the fourth?
No.
That is not you? That was never you?
That is my all caps name. That's not the name that I have.
Are you saying that's a different person though?
No, I'm saying that.
Buckle up, guys, because this is where things start going off the rails. Anise Battle refuses to even confirm her identity, pushing sovereign citizen lingo like flesh and blood being, and rejecting the court's jurisdiction. Judge Washington tries to play it calm, but you can see her patience thinning by the second. What should be a routine eviction hearing turns into a masterclass in courtroom resistance, and it's only just getting started.
Where did you mail? Well, if you can both please raise your right hands to be sworn in. Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, where did you mail your request to on April 26th?
I mailed it to the Lamarck office.
Okay, so you did not file it with the court. Mr. DeHimation, are you able to read what it was? I just want to make sure it was a de novo and not a new trial.
Yes.
Judge, I can share the screen if you would like.
I asked you to read it.
Okay. So the title, it's non-standard. The title he wrote request for de novo hearing. Then he's got his name, and he's got an address, and underneath that he's attempted to put a style, and then he titled it Nunc Pro Tunc, and then underneath that he's got request for de novo. Then he's got another title saying notice to the court, requesting de novo hearing concerning the denial of my affidavit of fact of dismissal of lack of jurisdiction. I am requesting de novo hearing on the following grounds. And he cited several cases. which is not relevant. And there's a page 2, and he's talking about the post box rule, which is also not relevant. And then he signed it on page 3, and he's got a jurat.
Objection.
What's
I
your
believe,
legal objection,
I believe
sir?
that everything here is relevant.
I'm going to sustain your objection. However, I don't know if it's denying, but I'm going to find that your de novo request, I don't need to wait for that because it was not filed with the court, and it was not filed timely, even if I considered the AG's office the court, which I do not.
Can you repeat that? I didn't
You
hear
did not file it with the court, and you did not timely file it, even if you had filed it with the court. So we're moving forward today. Mr. Dehamajian, you may call your first witness.
Thank you,
Well,
Judge.
well, hold on, Your Honor. I have a question. Like, you saying that it wasn't in a timely manner, but it was on the 26th, and notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent.
All right, guys, in this next stretch, Judge Washington lays down the law, but Battle? She's not budging an inch. The court warns her about contempt, and instead of cooperating, she digs in deeper, accusing everyone of fraud. You can literally feel the tension rising. The judge issues a bench warrant, but Battle continues her verbal assault. This isn't just legal drama. It's a crash course in how not to argue your case in court.
Proceed, Mr. Dehamajian.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, at this time, the state requests that you take judicial notice of our petition filed on December 6, 2024.
I take judicial notice of the pleading, including the acknowledgement of paternity that was signed by both parties with their all caps names.
Your Honor, I call Miss Tatiana Young-Fleeton. I don't know if she's been sworn in yet, Your Honor.
Don't believe she has. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Tatiana Young-Fleeton.
And can you please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hand. Proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Fleeton, who do you work for, ma'am?
The Office of the Attorney General.
Ma'am, what did you calculate in this case?
Retroactive child support.
And what were your findings there?
For the year 2021, minimum wage, gross $1256.67, net $1159.87 for 12 months at a total of $232 a month based on 20%. For a total of $2,784. Excuse me. For 2022, minimum wage, $1256.67, net $1159.87 at 12 months at a total of $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,784. For 2023, gross minimum wage, $1256.67, net $1159.87 for 9 months at a total of $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,088. Also for 2023, for 3 months, gross $2,119.80, net $1,870.66. For 3 months at $374 based on 20%, for a total of $1,122. For 2024, gross $4,092, net $3,457.80 for 3 months at $692 based on 20%, for a total of $2,076. For 2024, minimum wage, gross $1256.67, net $1159.87 at 9 months at $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,088. And for 2025, gross $1256.67 minimum wage, net $1159.87.
Room becomes a battlefield as Battle begins accusing the judge of impersonating a public official. No joke. She claims the court itself is operating unlawfully. The judge, holding her composure, continues issuing warnings and orders. But this isn't a defendant looking for legal resolution. This is a standoff. What's astonishing is the sheer boldness, and it's clear this courtroom showdown is heading for a serious break.
I don't see the case is even open for today. I don't have any objection to me entering the exhibit. What was it, State's Exhibit?
1, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 1.
Yes.
Ms. Blake, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit 1?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Millard, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit 1 being admitted into evidence?
I do object.
What is your legal objection?
My objection is that I don't wish to contract. I don't have a reason to contract. I do enough already for Sonora and my son.
Okay. I'm going to overrule that objection and admit this into evidence. And do know, sir, you'll get a chance to explain why you don't believe back child support is appropriate. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted, and you may continue, Mr. DeHamajian.
Judge, I pass the witness, Ms. Fleeton.
Okay. You may call your next. Oh, actually, Mr. Millard, do you have any questions for Ms. Young-Fleeton?
I only object to this proceeding because I moved to dismiss. There's no reason for this, and
Buckle up again, because now we're entering straight-up absurd territory. Battle tries to redefine the trial itself, claiming it's not a legal process but some kind of private contract dispute. The judge keeps the proceedings moving, but Battle won't even respond to direct questions. It's a game of delay and deflection, and the courtroom's growing frustration is all too real. The sovereign citizen playbook is on full display, and it's wearing thin fast.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Young-Fleeton?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You may call your next witness, Mr. DeHamajian.
Thank you, Judge. I call Mr. Millard. Mr. Millard, can you state your name for the record?
Sydney Millard Bay.
Mr. Millard, what do you do for a living, sir?
I have a question. I'd like to know the proper names for yourself, the judge, and the other officer that was here.
Judge, objection, non-responsive.
I believe that there's a conflict of interest here because at least 2 of you work for the state.
Okay. I'm going to overrule the objection. My name is Judge Jennifer Baker. Mr. Gary DeHamajian, his name is written right there on the screen. Miss Tosiana Young-Fleeton, her name is on the screen as well. So you may proceed, Mr.
And who are they employed by?
Sir, it says they work for the Office of the Attorney General. You may proceed, Mr. DeHamajian.
Sir,
So everyone works for the Office of the Attorney General?
I don't. You may proceed, Mr. DeHamajian.
Mr. Millard, what do you do for a living?
So you work for the state?
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained. Sir, please answer the questions.
I don't work.
Are you retired?
I don't understand. I don't understand where we're going here. I already said what I need to say in this matter, but you guys keep pushing forward. So I'm telling you that I don't want a contract, and you're steady trying to draw me into your jurisdiction, and that's not what I want.
Sir, do you own an 18-wheeler?
I don't understand.
Do you drive a truck for a living, sir?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Are you refusing to answer my questions, Mr. Millard?
I move the court to dismiss.
I'm denying that request. You may proceed, Mr. DeHamajian.
Mr. Millard, do you live in a home or an apartment?
I live within myself.
Do you pay rent?
I live within myself.
Do you own a car, sir?
I move the court to dismiss.
I'm denying that
Objection.
request, sir. Please answer the question so I can make an appropriate ruling in your case. This is not a contract. International Shoe says I have jurisdiction of you. You were served in Texas. This child lives in Galveston County. We are proceeding with the Attorney General's petition.
I don't understand.
Do you pay rent, sir?
I don't understand.
Do you have a car?
I don't understand.
Judge, the witness is refusing to answer questions.
He's saying he doesn't understand. He might not understand.
Hmm.
Just ask your questions to the best of your ability, and I'll make my ruling to the best of my ability.
All right, guys, just when you think it can't get more bizarre, Battle starts reading from documents that she says override the court's authority. The judge warns her again, but it's like talking to a wall. She calls it paper terrorism, and now we're seeing why. These aren't legal defenses. They're stall tactics wrapped in pseudo-legal nonsense. The court begins preparing for the worst. A defendant who won't comply, listen, or acknowledge reality.
Okay.
You can impeach him if you have impeachment evidence.
Mr. Millard, do you own a phone?
I don't understand.
What are you using for Zoom, sir? What device are you using?
This is a tablet.
Okay, so you own a tablet. Do you know what a phone is? Do you know what a telephone is? Maybe he needed to use the full word.
Do you own a phone, sir?
I don't understand.
Which part of that did you not understand so he can break it down for you?
Any of it. Like I
You know-
I don't understand these proceedings. I don't even understand why I'm here.
Battle is still refusing to leave, the judge is out of patience, and court officers step in. Even then, Battle stands her ground, demanding to see credentials and questioning the court's authority. It's pure defiance. But the gavel's already down and enforcement is now inevitable. You're witnessing the final seconds of a sovereign citizen meltdown, and the consequences are finally catching.
Is your chance to provide evidence, sir? Otherwise, I'm just going to make my ruling. without
Evidence
your-
of what? Of what?
The
That I'm
issues
here?
before me, sir, I can't give legal advice, but I can let you know the issues before me are conservatorship, possession and access, support, child support, medical support, dental support, and back child support. So that is what I am going to be ordering today.
And I already do all of that, John. So I object to this whole thing.
I understand you object, sir, and I'm overruling your objection. Mr. Damasian, do you feel you need any more testimony from Mr. Bay?
No, Judge. I passed the witness.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I recall Ms. Blake just briefly.
Okay, you may do so.
Ms. Blake,
Yeah.
do you? You could just answer to the best of your knowledge. Do you know if Mr. Millard lives in a home or an apartment?
I think he live in a home.
Do you know if he how many vehicles does he have?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
The state does not represent either party, so I'm going to give you each a chance to let me know if there's anything additional regarding those issues that I just described. Ms. Blake, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Millard, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes, I'd like the court to move to dismiss. I object to all of these proceedings.
I'm going to make my ruling and render based on the testimony presented. Before I rule, I'm letting each party know that you do have a right to a de novo hearing before the referring court regarding any decisions I make. That request must be filed with the district clerk's office. I am finding, once again, there is jurisdiction over this matter. The child lives in Galveston, and Mr. Millard was served in Texas. Those service papers are on file with Galveston County, as reflected in my previous ruling. I'm appointing the parties joint managing conservators, with Ms. Blake having the right to determine the primary residence of the children within Galveston and contiguous counties, or any county that touches Galveston. I'm setting child support based on minimum wage. There's one child before the court and no others. I'm finding that nobody has access to private insurance at a reasonable cost. I'm ordering that Mr. Millard pay to Ms. Blake cash medical support of $35 per month beginning May
Objection, Your Honor.
2025. Sir, let me get through my ruling. Beginning May 1st.
I have a question.
Sir, let me get through my ruling, and then you
I
can
have
ask-
medical insurance for my
Let
son.
me-